So originally the title of this video was going to be called Never Change Your Mind Just to Please a Woman. But then I started thinking and eventually I changed it to Never Change Your Mind to Please Anyone because, guys aren't the only ones that get manipulated in ways by females. There's females who get manipulated by guys as well. I got guy friends that's gone through shit with females, and I got female friends that's gone through shit with guys. Neither one is really excluded from the topic that I'm going to touch on today. So, yesterday I was talking to a female, and she was explaining to me a situation that she has with this particular guy. And we kind of came to the conclusion of it all that she doesn't really respect him. And we figured out why. And it seemed like it was because there was a point in their particular relationship where at the beginning stages he was acting one way, like nice and kind, right? And then, well, I guess when she started to give in more, he started to switch who he was and became more assholish, if that makes sense. Like he started to act like a dick. And I guess in their particular relationship, he would go on to like switch off and on. Like one day he pretends that he doesn't need her, and then when she pulls away, he's like running back to her, right? And I basically that was the course of their relationship. This is like a repeated ongoing cycle, and you can kind of see where the issue is as to why she doesn't respect him. And I wanted to use that as an example because the chapter in this book that I'm reading right now ironically explains that when a guy basically doesn't stand on his word, and not necessarily for his female, but it could be for around his, he can lose respect from his friends, his family, his colleagues, anyone. Like when he doesn't stand on who he is as an individual, and he's constantly changing and indecisive on what he wants to do and who he wants to be, that makes people around him lose respect. And I saw that happening with the female that I'm friends with, and she was explaining to me that it's like he doesn't know what he wants to actually do with himself. Like it's like he's living a delusion, right? And mind you, I'm not here to give some dating advice on what you should or shouldn't be doing while you're intimate with a woman or a male, right? I'm simply here explaining what I'm seeing and learning through the book experience and finding how it actually correlates to real life experiences. So I'm here to just share those with whomever watches these videos, right? So I'm not like some um fucking Chad, right? Who just has all the girls. I'm far from that, right? But I'm very self-aware and I can see, okay, here are flaws that I have and where I mess up, and here are flaws where other guys mess up as well, and I compare those to each other. Like what do I do that's similar to other guys, and why is it the wrong way to go about it, whether it's like the way we carry ourselves or talk to girls, because it's not always about like relationships with women. It's literally how we carry ourselves in the world. And if we're indecisive on who we are, then we're not going to get respect because we can't even stand on one identity, right? So like I said, it's not about dating advice. It's literally me trying to share my thoughts and perspectives on life in general as who I am as a person and the things that I'm seeing. So, and like I said, this can connect to females as well because proudly I have a lot of female friends. I have majority female friends, and I've seen them be walked on by other guys. I've seen them go along with it, go along with whatever the guy wants because they're too scared to lose them. They literally put this person before themselves and eventually live to regret it, right? So yesterday, me and the girl, we were talking about, I kind of brought up a point where I told her you cannot love someone and not respect them at the same time. Like if you love someone, you have to have some sort of respect for them. However, you can respect someone and not have not have any love for them whatsoever, right? Like I can hate you, but I respect you due to the fact that you're showing me who you are. Like you're not hiding it. All right? So I respect you for being real, but I hate you as a person. I don't stand by what you believe in, but I respect the fact that you're at least being real with it. So you're leaving me room to judge whether or not I want to align myself with you. So you can love someone, but and respect them, but you can't not respect someone and love them, like if that makes sense. So that was like a thing that we were having, like we were going like trying to pick apart, like going back and forth with that yesterday. And right away, I love conversations like that where we can get deeper into those things and break apart certain things. And in the book, it says like you can love someone, but if they're not if they aren't their authentic self, you can't really trust them. And so trust and respect became two different things now. And the book kind of opened that for me. Like respect and trust and love are three totally different things. Like although they kind of seem as if they come together in some ways, they obviously do, but they are their own separate things, right? And so the book was saying, if you, let's say like you have a partner, you can love them. Like she told me she loved the guy. She loves this guy, but it seems like she just can't trust him because he's not who he says he is 100% of the time. And because of that, then that makes her lack respect for him. You see what I'm saying? And so I guess my message is like we have to be who we are. Like we have to be comfortable in our own skin, because not only will that not only will faking it make us look at ourselves differently, and it'll also make other people look at us differently, and that'll impact certain ways that people view us, especially those closest to us, right? Like I said, I hate to sound like I'm trying to give advice or sound so preachy, because dude, I'm 17. Like I don't have all the answers. I'm aware of that. But I love engaging in conversations like this where we can really get deeper into different perspectives, which is why I'm posting it and trying to get more feedback from it. So yeah, like I really I really like this chapter, and it was so ironic that I had that conversation yesterday. And I wanted to give self examples. Like there were times where I was in, I hate to say relationship because I just feel like relationships aren't really real at this age. But they are, they really are. Like whether I want to consider it a relationship or not. Like it was something that had an emotional trigger and pull on me, whether I want to accept it or not. Right. So I've been in a relationship before, and I wasn't my real self. Like I allowed my beliefs to be put last and put someone else before me. And not only did that make me feel degraded and humiliated as a person, but that made her look at me different as well. Like she didn't respect me. She saw me as someone who was weak, and she was supposed to, like, because I wasn't being my real self. I wasn't standing on my values, and I probably didn't even have any values to stand on at the time. I was just simply going with it, and if I was hurt, then I would just let it be and let it happen because I was just so into this person, and it was like puppy love. I was okay with living in my delusions. I was okay with a fantasy, a false reality, and I was too focused on what it possibly could have been opposed to what it actually was at the time. And it wasn't until we stopped talking completely where I started to see my mistakes and learn from it, you know?